Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com. Thank you all so much for checking out the video today. So listen, if you haven't done so already, click that red subscribe button right down below and also click that notification bell icon. It really helps out the channel. Also, make sure to click that like button, that thumbs up button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see in our next video series. I shoot these videos all the time. We're coming out with about 1 or 2 videos a week. So if you leave a comment down below, let me know what you need help with. I'll get right to you and we'll answer it in a future video. Okay, so today is day number 4. Remember, what we're trying to do is get all of your athletes on the same page very quickly within the first week of practice. That's your beginners, your intermediate, and your advanced throwers, all on the same page, all the first week of practice. Get them all gliding, get them all ready for their first meet so they don't show up doing like weird looking standing throws and all that stuff. We want everyone gliding, end of the first week, and now we are on day number 4. So day number 4, as you can see, is all about mixing those ingredients. What ingredients? I always try to equate throwing and drills almost like baking a cake. Okay, so you've got to do these steps in order. You've got to start to mix your ingredients in order. You can't, throw stuff in the oven first and then put the cake batter in the pan. You've got to make the cake batter first, then you've got to put it in the pan, then you've got to preheat the oven, then you've got to put it in the oven. There are certain steps you have to take. You can't throw it in the oven before you preheat the oven. There's certain things you have to do, certain steps you have to take to make sure you're learning this correctly. So the past 3 days, what we've done is we've given you all those ingredients in order. We've given you the release. We've given you the reset drill, the standing drill. We've given you all of your glide drills to teach the glide. And now it's time to mix those ingredients together. It's time to choose drills to kind of smush the past couple of days, the past 3 days together to tell your athletes exactly what is going on. So day 4 is what I consider to be the first real day of practice. So this is the day of practice where you're basically going to be going through the regular warm-up with all of your athletes, maybe with the rest of the team. Then you're going to be taking drills from the previous 3 days, and you're going to be creating a thrower-specific warm-up for your athletes. After that, you're going to go and you're going to take those drills, you're going to combine those drills, you're going to mix those drills together to get them going through the full glide. Maybe it's going to be a little choppy, maybe it's going to be a little bit mechanic, maybe it's going to be a little bit of a robot kind of drill with lots of stopping in between and checking in between, but they're going to be starting in the back of the circle. They're going to be doing glide drills to get to the front of the circle with a release, with a full throw at the end of their glide. And what this is going to do is get them going through those steps, through those procedures to make sure that when they get to day 5, when they get to tomorrow, they're going to be able to do a full throw just like they were in a meet. Keep in mind, we are also not in the circle yet. We're not wasting time just yet. Everyone's going to be on a line. I'll show you today with my lines. Everyone's going to be on a line. Everyone's going to be separated, and we're going to be going through these drills all together as a big group. Think of it like a big exercise fitness class where everyone's doing the same exercise. Your athletes are going to be all doing the same drills. That way they're not getting in the circle, throwing, and then getting to the back of the line and waiting for 10 minutes before they get back in the circle again. They're going to be doing lots of drills, lots of learning, lots of movement without wasting too much time. Now, what I'm going to give you today are my favorite drills, my favorite ingredients that are mixed together to formulate some of my favorite drills. But really, this is super important because today depends on how your athletes are doing. So over the past 3 days, you've had your athletes doing a lot of different drills and a lot of different movements. If they have been getting like an A+ on certain movements and an A+ on certain drills, you're going to forget about those for a little while. What you're going to take is you're going to focus on your athletes' weaknesses. Take the things that they have not been doing that well at for the past couple of days, and those are going to be your main ingredients for today. You're going to go back to those, and you're going to spend more time on those to help your athletes get better. So if your athletes are really good with like pushing and flicking, if your athletes are really good with, say for example, glide while holding back, or gliding over an object, or rollback drills, or whatever it was from the past couple of days, you're not going to focus on the stuff they're really, really good at. You're going to look at the overall team and you're going to say, what didn't I spend a lot of time on? What didn't we do really well on? What did I run out of time on during day 1 or day 2? What can we go back and revisit today on day 4? Add those into the drills to give them more practice, but also teach the progression and the procedure of the full glide. All right, so like I said, day 4 is almost the beginning of your actual real days of practice, what a full day of practice is going to look like for the rest of the season. So more than likely, you're going to start off your day with a good active warm-up. This can be with the rest of your team or without the rest of the team. If you have a big enough throwing crew, you can probably just do a general good active warm-up with just your throwers. It's a great thing to get in the habit of doing. After the general active warm-up, you get into your specific warm-up for your gliders, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do, I have my 5 favorite. Now you might have some different ones. You might have some things that your athletes have to work on, some other weaknesses that they need to try and correct. So that's where you would start to put these into the warm-up. But my favorite are listed here. It's the push and flick into the ground that we had done a previous day, 20 to 30 each, probably gonna take you about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes tops. Then we're gonna push and flick to a partner. Okay, again, those are in a previous video. Those will all be linked up in the corner and down below, 10 to 15 each of those. Then we're gonna do the pull, shift, push, and flick, back and forth to the partner, 10 to 15 each. The weeble wobble, one-legged squat with the twist, which is basically just that reset drill. We're gonna do 5 to 10 each of those. And then finally, the end of your warm-up is going to be actual standing throws, releasing the ball, 10 to 15 each. Now this right here should probably take you, if they're doing it well and they're moving efficiently, somewhere between like 30 to 40 minutes, okay? That includes the warm-up, that includes the specific warm-up, because remember, the specific warm-up, if they add all this stuff up and they do the maximum amount that I have here, that's 30, 60, 70, 85 different drills when you add it all up that they're gonna be doing. So it's probably gonna take about 30, 40 minutes before they get done with this, okay? That's gonna leave you somewhere around 45 minutes or so to start to mix all the ingredients together to get into doing a full, complete glide. And that's what's coming up next. Okay, now you've got to keep in mind, these glide combo drills, number 3 here, these glide combo drills are all based around your athlete's weaknesses, what they need to work on the most. Standing here on the other side of this camera, I have no idea at this point what your athletes are getting good at and what your athletes need more help with. What I've done is I've written down 3 of my favorite combo drills that I do with my athletes at practices and also at camps to make sure that they are getting this, to make sure things are kind of mixing together smoothly for when they get in the circle. But from here, this is where you need to get creative. You need to be a coach. You can't just take a cookie cutter program, something that I write down, and do it with your athletes. You need to base this on what your athletes need the most help with, okay? So my favorite is when you combine knees together, toe to heel with rollbacks. We'll show you those in just a second. The second is the glide holdback, but then when they're in that power position, you have them go through the mechanics of ground, slap, close, pull, shift, push. Remember that from the other day. Again, that's up on that video, that information button in the corner. And then finally, I like to do gliding over an object and then go through it again, ground, slap, close, pull, shift, push. And then actually when they push, actually push and throw the shot. Now, what I'll do from here is I'll start to mush this together even more. So maybe they glide over an object, and then I'll say ground slap, and they'll boom, really quick. Or I'll go ground slap close, and it's boom, 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 3 right in a row as fast as they can go. And then it'll be ground slap close pull, and they'll work on grounding, slapping, closing, pulling that non-throwing arm in, that blocking arm in, and they start to mix it together even more. So these, you can tell, are going to be robotic. They're going to be rough. They're going to be very mechanical, very slow. But if you have them start to blend all this stuff together, really blend it all together, then you're going to actually see that, hey, now they're learning how to smooth it out. They're learning the correct steps to do it, the correct procedures, and you don't have to teach them anything else. They already know how to do this. You're just taking drills from the other day that you already had them do during days 1, 2, and 3, and you're just putting them in sequence, mixing them together, creating these big kind of like super drills, these mega drills for your athletes to do. And what you'll notice is by the end of day 4, they're pretty much going through a glide anyway. So when day 5 comes around, you can just go through the warm-up, go through the specific warm-up, go through some standing throws, and have them start throwing, and they're all going to be on the same page. But don't skip this step. Start mushing together your own ingredients. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what these 3 look like. All right, so we are back on the red line. Why the red line? Does it matter? Nope, not at all. This could be any line that you have. Parking lot, basketball court, tennis court, track, whatever you have available to you, get your athletes on a line and they will be good to go. I'm doing the line here. Look at the line's not even straight. So I'm doing the line here just to show you guys you can do this literally anywhere. So let's go through the first drill. The first one we're going to mush together. My favorite one that I do with my athletes, it gets them to learn how to start to let their body weight drop back into the circle. It starts to get them to let those hips kind of drop into the circle, get momentum going so that they can glide easier. And that's knees together, toe to heel with a roll back. Okay, so 2 drills, mushing them together. Here's what it looks like. We're going to start knees together, and then we're going to start in the glide position. We're going to go knees together, toe to heel, and then rolling back. So here's what it looks like. You're going to start right here. Okay, knees together, toe to heel, and then roll back. Pretty simple. Let's see it again. Start here, knees together, toe to heel, roll back. You can see how the hips drop. We did these drills the other day. Now we're just taking the 2 drills, the knees together, toe to heel, and the roll back, and we're just smushing them together to make one giant drill. Okay, the next one, as you saw on the list, this is that glide hold back that we did the other day, but now we're just going to put that standing throw procedure at the end of it. So we're going to do a glide hold back. I'm going to be hanging on to the pipe here on our power rack at the gym. And after that, we're going to land in the power position. The glide hold back will teach to keep the shoulders back, the head back, land in a good power position out of that glide. And then from there, go through ground, slap, close, pull, shift, push. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like. We're going to start a little bit of a different angle so you can see it, but I'm going to hold on to the pipe right about waist height, and I'm going to get really close right from here. And from here, we're going to do the glide hold back and go through. So I'll call it out to you. Glide hold back. We're here. Okay. Now from here, pretend we have the shot up against our neck, and we're going to go ground, slap, close, pull, shift, push and flick. Okay? So let's try it again. I'll show you from this angle so you can get a good idea. We're going to hold on right about waist height, stomach height. We're going to glide, hold back, pretend like we have the shot in our hand. From here, we're just going to call it out to our athletes. We're going to ground, slap, close, pull, shift, push and flick. Now, as you do more of these, you can start to kind of smooth it out a little bit, okay? So you can do your glide hold back. I'll show you now from this angle. Glide hold back here, okay? And now let's go ground slap, boom, boom. Okay, let's go close pull, shift push, shift push. We can start to put it together even more. We can start to kind of mix all those ingredients together a little bit better, smush some more of those steps together to help them smooth it out. All right, and the last one I'm going to show you is basically the same as the glide hold back, but now we're going to do another drill from day 3, which is gliding over an object. I'm going to use this piece of red tape right here, this red line. We're going to use that as the object, glide over the object, and then go through and actually throw and release the shot this time. Okay, so we're going to glide over the object. I'm going to call out all the different steps, maybe have them reset, go through it again, have them reset, and I'll do this with you and show you how you can really, really, really try to hone in on what your athletes need the most. So say your athletes have a hard time with that idea of shifting. They're good at grounding, they're good at slapping, they're good at pulling, but they never shift. They pull, and then they just kind of push and flick. There's never that shifting before. So they're holding their weight back. They never transfer that weight onto their blocking foot. Well, let's take that problem, pretty common problem, let's put that into this drill and see how we can do this with our athletes, teaching them the glide, teaching them all the mechanics, but also kind of trying to hone in on what they need the most. Okay? So it's a glide drill, but focusing on your athletes that are having trouble shifting their weight. Okay? Now they're going to have a shot in their hand, or they can be without it, but put a shot in their hand, have them actually throw at the end of this. Okay? So we're going to get in that glide position. We're going to glide over the object, and then I'm going to go through and call everything out. All right? So here's what it looks like. So this is about the middle of the circle. Okay? Let's go back. So we got 1, 2. All right, so that's kind of the middle of the circle. That's going to represent the middle, that 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, or if you want to say 90 to 270, that kind of east to west across the circle. That's what that is going to represent. We're going to glide over that object, and then we're going to fix our athlete's issue with shifting. Okay, so glide position. We're going to get down here. Good, low glide position, nice and relaxed. We're going to glide. Okay, we did the glide over the object. They're in a good position. Now, remember, they have issues with shifting. So what are we going to do? We're going to go ground slap, boom, boom. Reset, good. Ground slap, boom. Reset, ground slap close, boom, boom, boom. Reset. Ground slap close, boom. Reset. Okay, now ground slap close pull. Reset. Ground slap close pull. Reset. All right, guys, we're not shifting as well as we should. Let's work on the pull shift. Okay, maybe you have them do it again. So let's start over. We're here. Glide over the object. Okay, whoop. Right here. Now, ground, slap, close, pull, shift. Go. Call it out to him. Say, guys, this is what I want you to do. Go. I'm just going to say go. You're going to do it. Go. Good. Reset. Now, do that and throw. And all of a sudden, we've got them doing a glide drill with a standing throw at the end. So what do you think's next? What do you think is day 5? Getting everything together, smushing all of those drills together that we've done over the past now 4 days, so they're doing a full glide. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow, but for now, it's a lot of stuff to work on. It's a lot of stuff to put together. It's a lot of things that you have to coach. It's not a cookie cutter program. You have to coach. You have to think. What do your athletes need the most? What do you need to spend more time on? What did you have to speed through the other days? Day 4 is where you can put all of that stuff together into their practice, give your athletes exactly what they need to get better. Guys, as always, thank you so much for checking out the channel. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If there are any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like, give it a thumbs up. It really, really helps. And I look forward to helping you guys out in our next video.